Hello and welcome to Direct Express Help. Today, I have some not so good news about the 2024 Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment. Back 3 months ago, we recorded a video about what we've been hearing about what the COLA is going to be for 2024. And at the time, we reported that it's going to be around 3.1% based on everything that the media has been putting out and based on what reliable sources, people who know how this process works, have been putting out, including the Senior Citizens League, CNBC, CNN. It was around 3.1%. That's what everybody expected, which when we posted that video, a lot of you reacted not so good. And it was understandable because you're used to larger increases the last 2 years. So today I am going to talk about the latest numbers that have come out from the Senior Citizens League about what the COLA is going to be, which is going to be announced officially in October. But before I get into all that, if you're new to this channel, I want to urge you to subscribe and hit the like button. Here's why. We are all about giving you content about Social Security, disability, and Direct Express, and anything that is happening in Congress, out of Congress, that is going to affect your benefits both positively and negatively. So when you hit that subscribe button, you'll be the first to know when we release videos that impact your benefits. So what is the cost of living adjustment going to be in 2024? Well, according to the Senior Citizens League, which released a report this week, they think it's going to be 3.2%. So we were not far off. We posted 3 months ago, that we think is going to be 3.1% based on everything we've been hearing. And the Senior Citizens League have come out and say they think the Social Security Administration on October 1st is going to announce a 3.2 increase in COLA for next year. And I know a lot of you will be disappointed by that because in 2022, you saw a 5.9% increase. And then in 2023, you saw an 8.7% increase. Well, that was understandable and expected because we were in a rising cost of living situation. Remember, we had a 40-year high in inflation in 2022. And so everything was going up. But this year, the government data has been showing that inflation, the growth, the price increase has not been going up as fast as it has done in the last 2 years. So, for example, in July, inflation rose, the cost rose by 3.6%. In August, it went down to 3.4%. So, we are not experiencing that hyper environment of price increase anymore. So it makes sense that the cost of living adjustment, the way the government calculates it, is going to reflect that. But I know that doesn't solve all the issues surrounding high cost of living for people on Social Security and disability. So that's what I want to talk about next. But before I do that, I want to explain how the cost of living adjustment is calculated so that you get a good understanding of why this increase is so low and why you are not experiencing the kind of cost of living adjustment that you received the last 2 years, even though prices have gone up and have stayed up, and your Social Security disability benefits are not going to reflect this new normal that we have of higher prices that have stayed high and have not come down. So how is COLA calculated? Well, COLA is calculated based on what they call the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. So this is a Department of Labor statistics that they track. And here's how it works. So every year, the Department of Labor has a list of goods and services that they track and they monitor the prices for. And then the third quarter of each year, they are going to look at the average price of these goods and services, and they range from clothing, food, transportation, medicine, etc., and healthcare, and So they look at this list of things and they come up with the average price. And then they compare that average price to the average price of the same list of goods of things for the previous year. And if the price growth, if there's a price increase, then it means that the cost of living has gone up. So your social security benefit will be adjusted accordingly. If there is no price increase, then you will get no adjustment. But they cannot do, if there's a price decrease, they cannot reduce your social security or disability benefits because prices went down. Because by law, you cannot get less social security benefits than you're already getting. They cannot take away or reduce your benefit because prices went down. They can't do that. What you've earned, you've earned. What you're getting. But it can only go up to account for rising cost of living. So that is how it's calculated. The Department of Labor does this tracking. They get the average price of these goods on the third quarter. They compare it to the previous year's third quarter, and then they make the adjustment. And then the Social Security Administration then announces COLA on October 1st, because the third quarter ends in September and the fourth quarter begins in October. So right after the third quarter is over, they have their numbers and they have everything they need. They announce it in October 1st, and then it goes into effect in January. So that is why this year's COLA is so low, because price increases, even though prices has been increasing, it is not increasing as fast as it used to be, or as fast as we've experienced the last 2 years. And that is why your COLA increase for next year is not going to be that high as you're used to. Now, that doesn't solve the problem of prices have stayed up, and you've probably accumulated debt. You've probably done certain things to survive the last 2 years because of this rampant price increase. And now your benefits is not reflecting that new state of reality. I get it. And I want to introduce some resources that you may have to look into to help you if you're struggling, because we know 40% of seniors, Social Security is their only source of income. And so with this new increase in COLA that is coming in January, the average Social Security benefit is not going to be that much. It's only going to go to $1,790. $1,790 is going to be the average Social Security benefit. So it's not a lot of money. So for those who are depending on Social Security or disability as their only source of income, this is not fun news. This is actually a disappointing news. That's why a lot of people have been emailing us, making comments in our videos about why the COLA projections are so low. So I wanted to record this video, explain to you how the COLA is calculated so that at least you have an understanding of how it works. Now, what do? Well, if food is an issue, you have to consider SNAP benefits. SNAP is an entitlement benefit. So if you qualify, you're going to get benefits. You are not taking any benefit from anybody if you apply for SNAP. And I know a lot of seniors and a lot of people they think there's a stigma associated with getting SNAP benefit, getting food stamps, but it's entitlement. So if you qualify, you get it. So why not get that relief? And for an individual, the average SNAP benefit is about $180 to $211. If you have dependents, it's even higher. So why not take advantage of that if you qualify? Every state has heating and winter oil heating help. So if you qualify, you should look into that. Some states have rental assistance programs that are still running, or housing assistance programs. Some states also robustly have transportation. If you live in a big city, you can get discounts on your transportation, public transportation card, public transportation fees. Washington, D.C. just started a very discounted public transportation program for people on food stamps, SSI, etc. So do not close yourself from these opportunities if you are struggling, because they are available to you. And if you meet the income qualification, you are not taking benefits away from anybody, because you will be giving the benefits. It's not like they're rationing it and thinking there's this amount of people that can get food stamps. No, whoever qualifies can get it. So I know this COLA news has been disappointing, but there are also resources out there. Secondly, employment. Some seniors have gone back to work. I mean, if you're on disability, that's harder but there's also the Ticket to Work program. So you can look into if you can do a limited amount of work, you can also look into that in that program, because Ticket to Work does not take away your benefits for a period of time. You can work and still receive your disability benefits. So look into that. If you're a senior, well, maybe there's something you can do to earn some more money, um, because a lot of seniors are returning back to the workforce or are staying longer in the workforce because of such a period that we live in of rising cost of everything that has gone up and stayed up, and incomes not rising fast enough to meet that. And to close, let me give you a statistics that will crystallize and explain to you why I am encouraging that you take advantage of all these other programs that are available to you. Well, since 2000, Social Security cost of living adjustments have gone up by 78%. If you add up all the COLA increases that have happened since the year 2000 up until now, COLA increases have added up to 78%. However, goods and services, the price of goods and services have increased by 141%. That's almost double. So there's if the COLA increase that you've been getting since 2000 is at this level, the cost of goods are at this level. So there's a big gap. And how are people meeting this gap? Well, either you have retirement savings, or you're still working, or you have family helping you with housing and other costs, or you're getting some assistance, some public assistance, and it's okay, because who can? I mean, the deck is pretty much stacked against you. If Social Security or disability is your only income, we're saying that based on the data, this is public information, increases for your benefits have been 78% since 2000, but costs have risen by 141%. You have to do something to make up that difference. So I understand why a lot of you are in the comment section and talking about your personal experience and how you're struggling because the benefits are not rising fast enough to cover how expensive things are. And we don't even have to talk about healthcare, because that is even another whole category of costs that seniors and people on disability face that is not even factored into the cost of living adjustment in the way that it should. So I hope this has been helpful to you. When the Social Security Administration finally announces the formal COLA, we will do another video and then provide more resources to help you address what it means and how it's going to impact you in the future. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Please like this video. If you have any questions at all, ask us in the comment section and we'll be happy to answer it. So until next time, thanks for watching.